Hi, my name's Ophelia. I'm talking about Hitler's rise to power. Germany was losing badly in World War I and agreed to an armistice. Germany's Emperor Kaiser Wilhelm took this as a defeat and fled from Germany on November 9th. The Social Democrats declared Germany a republic. The new regime was called the Weimar Republic. Since most of the fighting didn't happen in Germany, many Germans were shocked about the news. Hitler was in the hospital when he heard about what happened. He was deeply affected and blamed it on the government. This myth would, quote, undermine post-war Weimar Republic and set the stage for Hitler's rise, end quote. Germany's loss was blamed on communists and Jews since the economy was bad, and so more and more people believed this to be true. Along with the defeat, the Allies said Germany had to give up its territory, limit its military power, and pay debt. This caused an inflation. The Great Inflation of 1923 was due to the reparations. These payments were crippling the economy. In early 1923, the government suspended its payments. The French took Germany's main industrial region. The Germans refused to work for the French, which further deepened the problem. Germans also decided to print more money, which didn't really help either. Many ex-soldiers were upset about the traitors and set up the German Workers' Party in Munich in 1919. In 2 years, Hitler became the party's leader due to his great speaking skills and energy. The aim of the group was to unite the working class with a strong German nationalism. By 1920, Hitler left the army to help with the propaganda. On November 8, 1923, Hitler held up a revolver during a meeting and proclaimed a revolution. They went to the center of Munich and had a gun battle with the police. Hitler fled, but him and 16 others were arrested. Even though the beer hall putsch was a flop, many saw Hitler as a national figure. He could have been given life in prison, but instead was only given 5 years. The judges decided that he was a misguided patriot and sent him to Landsberg. In 9 months at Landsberg Castle, he wrote his first volume of Mein Kampf. Hitler outlines his visions with the Germans under Nazi rule. He finished the second volume of Mein Kampf after his release. It became the second most sold book in Germany. In October 1929, the stock market crash led to a worldwide depression. The money from the U.S. banks were supporting Germany for over 5 years. Since the banks were having the economy struggle too, they demanded their money back. So the Germans were hit really hard. Businesses went bankrupt. The unemployment went from 1.3 million people to 6.1 million people. The Germans wanted change, and the moderates lost support while the Nazis and communists gained support. The depression lasted until the mid-1930s. After March 1930, when no party had a majority win, the chancellor had to be chosen by the president, Paul von Hindenburg. On January 30th, 1933, Hitler was appointed chancellor. Hitler was ready to start his plans. The Nazis set fire to a German parliament and blamed it on a Dutch communist. Hitler also withdrew Germany from the League of Nations and began to militarize. Hitler developed a Nazi dictatorship in Germany. Hitler then combined presidency and chancellorship into one. He made all sorts of laws to benefit him and keep him in his power as long as possible. He was preparing for his annihilation of all the European Jews.